Welcome back, everybody. We are going to work on our Chapter 7 notes, continuing sequences, talking about arithmetic sequences today. Starting with just the basics, an arithmetic sequence or it's also called an arithmetic progression is a sequence where each term is found by finding a difference from the previous one. We can either be adding or subtracting whatever this value is. And this value, regardless of if you're adding or subtracting, is called a common difference. To find a common difference, we subtract the two terms that are next to each other. So let's go back just to take a look at this notation. A sub n. A sub n, and we call it sub because, again, it's a subscript, is your term. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc., then your A sub 1 is 1 because your first term is 1. Your A sub 2 is 2 because your second term, or the second number in your list, is 2. Your A sub 3 is 3. If I had a different one, or maybe I went 3, 6, 9, 12, my A sub 1, or my first term, is 3. My A sub 2, or my second term, is 6. My A sub 3, or my third term, is 9. So the common difference is what rule am I using to get, for example, in this first one of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6. What am I adding or subtracting every single time? And so I added 1, added 1, added 1, added 1, added 1. So in this case, my common difference would be positive 1, because I'm adding positive 1 every time to find the next number in my list of numbers. If I look at our 3, 6, 9, 12, well, I'm adding 3, adding 3, adding 3. So my common difference would be positive 3 because I'm adding 3 every time. That's the rule that I'm using to move from term to term to term to term to term. So if I'm looking at our example 1 on our note sheet, we're trying to find the common difference. What am I adding or subtracting every single time? There's two ways to do this. We can use the formula that we were just looking at, which would be negative 7 minus negative 9. You subtract the first term from the second term, or whichever two terms you pick, it doesn't matter. If I did that, then remember we keep, change, flip. Negative 7 plus 9 is 2. So that's saying that we are adding 2 every time to get to our next term. Now, you don't have to use a formula or a math problem or anything. Sometimes we can just take a look at it and say, well, I added 2 here, and I added 2 here, and I added 2 here, and I added 2 here. So our common difference is 2. So whichever way that you want to go about doing that, your common difference, or your D, is 2. Now it's important that we note that it's D because we're going to come up upon a formula later on in our notes that uses that. Then if I'm looking at the second example, we have 20 to 13 to 6 to -1 to -8. So what are we doing each time to get from 20 to 13, from 13 to 6, from 6 to -1? And it looks like we're subtracting 7. So in this case, our D is -7 because we're subtracting. If you were doing the math that we did above, we would do 13 minus 20, which is -7. So again, whichever way you want to do that is fine. You get the same answer either way. So we're going the opposite direction in example 2. Now in example 2, they are giving us information and they want us to write this list of numbers. And they want us to write the first 5 numbers. So our first term is 7. So I know the first number in my list is going to be 7. If the common difference is -3, then we're subtracting 3 every single time. So 7 minus 3 is 4. 4 minus 3 is 1. 1 minus 3 is -2. -2 minus 3 is -5. And here's my list of the first 5 numbers in the sequence. Letter B. A sub 1 is 12. Remember that little 1 says that -12 is the first number in our list. So I start my list with -12. If my D is equal to +5, that means we are adding 5 every time to get our next number or our next term in our list. So -12 plus 5 is -7. -7 plus 5 is -2. -2 plus 5 is 3. And 3 plus 5 is 8. And there are the first 5 numbers in our list. For letter C, the first term is -14. So the first number I'm going to write down for my sequence or my list of numbers is -14. Our common difference is +6. So that means we're adding 6 every single time. -14 plus 6 is -8. -8 plus 6 is -2. -2 plus 6 is 4. And 4 plus 6 is 10. So the first 5 terms in our sequence, or the first 5 numbers in our list using this rule, are -14, -8, -2, 4, and 10. So I'm going to do letter D over here. In letter D, they're telling us that our first term is 1.5, or the first number in our list, in our sequence. And then to move our rule, our common difference is -0.5. So that means we're subtracting 1/2 or 0.5 every single time. So 1.5 minus 0.5 is 1. Minus 0.5 is 0.5. Minus 0.5 is 0. Minus 0.5 is -0.5. And so these are the first 5 terms in the sequence with this rule. That's it for today, everybody. Have a great evening. We'll see you next time.